Hello everybody, my name is Helen and today I'm here with a super late August wrap-up. So basically, the reason this is so late is that I moved out of my house into my apartment with my roommates and I had to leave my stack of books that I read in August there for my mom to bring out this weekend, and I finally have my books, so I'm going to actually do the wrap-up now. So at the beginning of the month of August was the Booktubeathon, and during Booktubeathon I managed to read 5 books during Booktubeathon, which I'm pretty happy about. And I did talk about these in my Booktubeathon wrap-up, which I will try to remember to link somewhere. So I'm not going to dive into these ones too much, but I will talk about them very quickly. The first one that I read was The Madman of Venice by Sophie Mason, one of the two. And this was alright. I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 stars. The second book that I read during Booktubeathon was Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This was a really interesting read. After that, I picked up The Tragedy Paper by Elizabeth Laban, and this was a dual perspective kind of book, which was really interesting, and I ended up giving this one 3 out of 5 stars. And after that, I picked up my favorite book, not only of the month, but of the readathon, and one of my favorite books so far this year, which was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I read during Booktubeathon was Say You Will by Eric Walters, which was a birthday gift from my friend Jack, and I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. Predictable, but very cute. And after Booktubeathon, I only actually managed to read 2 books, which is kind of sad considering that was like the whole month of August and I only read 2 books, but I was in quite the slump after that. The first book that I picked up after Booktubeathon was actually a reread for me, but I hadn't read it in like 7 years. It had been 7 years since I read this book. And it was 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, and this is the story of a girl named Ginny, and her aunt has just died from cancer, and Ginny finds a envelope that has a bunch of other envelopes inside of it with letters from her aunt telling her all of these interesting little things that she has to do to kind of go out and see the world, and she follows her aunt's journey. I loved this book, still even now. I read it right before going on my own trip to Glasgow, which was my first time going abroad, and it was just kind of perfect. I related to the main character a lot in this, and her aunt reminded me of my friend Isa, which was just so many shades of fabulous. And the first time I read this, back in 2007, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and this time rereading it, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I picked up in the month of August was Red Riding Hood by Sarah Blakely Cartwright. I really didn't like this book. A beautiful cover, and it was a really interesting idea, but I could not get into it. I didn't like it at all. I ended up giving it 1 star. I also tried watching the movie. Couldn't do the movie. The movie was awful, and I like Amanda Seyfried, so that was kind of sad for me. So that's it, those are all of the books that I read in August. What did you guys read? You should let me know down below. And have you read any of the books that I mentioned in this video? If so, what did you think of them? Also let me know down below. I do respond to every comment on my videos, and I absolutely love hearing from you. And I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!